Okay, tempered plate glass doors. I got one wrong. Okay, so we're talking about tempered plate glass doors. Super heavy, very expensive, usually always on commercial or industrial. So the guidelines for if we have to break glass, see how they have that. So tempered glass, when it's going to shatter into a million pieces. So that's why it says to you put up a salvage cover, a tarp. So you're covering up the glass area that you're going to break out using the axe there to break out the glass, and then just like a window, you make out your hole into it. You're going to clean out the sides, make sure there's no extra glass. And this is going to keep the glass centered in that one spot rather than it just blowing out everywhere. So, other methods, if you don't want to go through the glass, is through the lock, which we were talking about. What methods can we use to force swinging doors? Tony?
Okay, coaching.
You can take off the hinges.
Yeah. That's one way. Sliding doors. So sliding doors consist of two glass panels, mounted in wood, aluminum or vinyl clad materials, where one of the sides is stationary, the other side is in a track on a guide on wheels or rollers. It can be, so these are normally what we call patio doors found in residential structures. There can also be secondary locking devices like bars at the bottom. So we're talking about secondary locking. So a lot of times on these sliding glass doors, there's also can be a bar or a lock, so that even if it's unlocked up here, the bar is still going to keep it from opening. Different techniques we can use. Obviously, we can break through the glass, lifting the panel out of its track, lifting the door off its track. And yeah, it's all glass, so if we put pressure on that, if we're trying to wrench on it, it's going to bust the glass out. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, security doors and gates. So there's different types. Vault doors, doors with open steel bars, doors with multiple slats that close to form a solid panel. Another one we were talking about before is storage units. A lot of them have that multiple slat close, pulls down to one. Different techniques for opening: cut off the padlock, cutting an opening near the lock, or you can just cut the section of door out that you need to get inside. The lock or entry. So size up door and lock mechanism. Again, always sizing up, unscrew or remove lock cylinder, insert key tool to open the lock. There's different varieties of ways to do this. One way is the K tool, which you see here. It looks like a K. So you're going to punch that down around the cylinder. See him right there. So with a striking tool, you're striking it down around the cylinder, and then you're taking your halogen bar in there, pulling it off, pulling the cylinder out. We have an A tool, same thing like the K tool. It's called an A tool because it looks like an A. Pretty much does the same job as a K tool, but causes more damage. damage. But because it can cause more damage, like the more damage is coming from it, it can be utilized differently. So it's designed for locks that have protective collars on a lock cylinder. And it works by you're using your striking tool on top, so that's getting a grip of that cylinder, and then you're able to pry it out. And that's where the extra damage can come in, because you're wrenching on the side of the door. But the other thing, because it's more like a hook, you can also use it to get a purchase point behind it to get deeper into the wood. Again, causes more damage, just does a little bit different job. And J-tools, made of rigid, heavy gauge wire designed to fit through the space between double swinging doors equipped with panic hardware. So this is a way that you can slide it in between the doors to then release the panic switch or the panic bar to unlock the door, as it shows here. As you're reaching in here, grabbing a little panic bar, turning it, opening the door. Much more common shove knife. So this is just a flat steel tool. It's very cheap. Resembles a wide blade putty knife with notch on each side of the blade. And this can give you rapid access to outward swinging latch type doors. Blade depresses the latch, which then allows you to open the door. You shove it in, depressing the latch, open the door. Breaking the hasp. So, firefighters would be capable of forcing a padlock or the device to which it is fastened. So, here you see the hasp with the lock around it. If, you can think, oh, we could use bolt cutters to cut that, or it might just be easier to get in behind that hasp and rip the hasp off, and then you're in the door anyway, without having to go through that lock. Again, we're using, so a halogen mark, something you can slide in there to get access. Different tools that we can use: forcing padlocks, the lock breaker, hammerhead pick, locking pliers and chain, hockey puck lock breaker, also known as a pipe wrench. Okay. So, cutting high security padlock, stabilized lock with locking pliers. Attach a chain to the lock and pull it straight away from the hasp. The second firefighter cuts both sides of the shackle. How can various tools be used to force entry through locks and padlocks, through door locks and padlocks?
Use a combination of a halogen and a K tool to be able to remove lock cylinders.
Yeah.
Yep. What do you shove knives?
Yeah, shove knife. Key tools, forcing overhead doors. So there you go, cutting open, an opening, lifted door, attach vice grips to rails to keep the door from coming down. You can also use cribbing or shoring to prevent the doors from closing unintentionally. Lock all overhead doors in the up or open position to prevent injury. Firefighters, if the open control device fails. So, like I said, we can shore up the door to keep it open so that it's not going to slam down and hurt somebody. Fire doors. Fire doors, movable assemblies designed to cover doorway openings and rated separation walls to prevent spread of fire from one building to another. Sliding, swinging, overhead rolling varieties, crumbling down. Inside structures, protect separating areas, closing hazardous process or storage area, protecting movements and egress. exterior fire door is usually found over the exterior. Must be protected from an adjacent structure, probably locked. Forcible entry should be similar to overhead or sliding doors. So the overhead sliding doors, cutting a hole into it, shoring it up. Interior fire doors manually or automatically activated when fire is detected, only operate when there is fire, will not lock in place when blazed. So that's good to know, not gonna lock it in. Passing through an opening that a fire door protects, block the door open to prevent it from blocking egress. Again, if we're going in through a door, through a fire door like that, how they wedge it up, stick two wedges up in the sides to keep it from coming back down again, blocking your way out. Fire doors are part of the structure's protection system, may need to be forced. Positioned to create separations from higher than normal fire resistant ratings. So we're thinking about if there's more flammable stuff over here than here, and they want to protect over here, that's the point of the fire door. Leaving fire doors in place is preferable. We don't want to remove them if we don't have to. Use caution when propping open or forcing because it changes the flow path. Again, hammering on the point that the ventilation, you don't want to add extra ventilation. How should firefighters treat fire doors during forcible entry operations?
It should be blocked open to maintain egress and prevent hose lines being.
Yeah, the only other thing I can really think of is making sure that the fire doors are left open and not taken off. That's an important one. Now concluded this portion. Does anyone have any questions?
Start over.
No. Cool. If there's no questions, everyone take out a pen. I have to test you. So you're gonna fill out the name and date, and then fill out all the questions, and then give them to me when you're finished.
it.
You guys wanna go, I just have to grade them.
Is it ways back up there, or is there something else we gotta do?
No. We have to.
We'll have to do the
skill.
practical skills, so we'll actually have to go.
Yeah, but I meant like
Yeah.
down here for
Down
this
here,
part here.
down here, we're done.
Okay.
Oh, keep it.
If you can. Just every other piece of art we're looking at.
So it's every piece of art.